Hello, everyone watching. I'm Jen. This is going to be a slow vinyasa flow today. So let's go ahead and get started in extended child's pose. I'm going to use 2 blocks. Pretty much always use 2 blocks. So make your way down. Big toes together, knees out super wide. Forehead comes down to the mat. Hips are heavy here. You can kind of press into your hands a little bit to get the hips lower, closer to the tops of the feet. And starting to deepen your breath. Inhales a little bit longer. Exhales even longer than that. Continuing with this breathing, start to rock your forehead side to side, waking up that third eye chakra point. And then walking both hands over to the right side edge of the mat. Bring them off the mat just slightly. Forehead stays down. Left hip roots down. Take a breath into that space we're creating between the rib cage here. Hands will walk back through center and all the way over to the other side. Again, right hip roots down. Big breath into that right side body. Hands will come back to center now. Bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position above the head. Thumbs can touch the back of the neck. Start to walk your elbows forward just a bit. Getting a deep stretch in your triceps. Arms will extend long. Start to make your way up to tabletop. When you arrive, noticing your alignment. So everything's stacked, tops of the feet pressing down into the mat. Starting to move through some cat-cow here. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Really doming through your spine here, so pulling the belly button up. Inhales bring you to cow pose, so really flaring your tailbone here. Then exhale as you round through cat. Pressing the hands and the feet down into the mat. Keep moving with your breath here. Any other movements that you think would feel good? So maybe some circles with the head and the hips. One way and the other. Just allowing yourself to get into it. To do whatever feels good here. Okay, let's do one more round wherever you're at. And we'll meet back in that tabletop position. So setting up to thread the needle here. Left hand stays down on the ground. Bring your right arm up towards the sky. Looking up towards your right thumb. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, thread your needle. So right arm underneath the left, coming onto the outside of that right shoulder. Left arm can extend up towards the top edge of the mat to press you a bit deeper into this pose. Left hand plants down, right next to your face. Start to press yourself up. Right arm reaches up. Noticing how much more open you are in that shoulder now. And bring your right hand back down to the mat. Same thing, other side. Left arm reaches up. Look up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Thread your needle. Notice where your thoughts are at. Maybe they've drifted. See if you can shift back to those physical sensations in the body. Back to your breath. Right hand plants down. Start to press yourself up. Left arm reaches up. And back down to the mat. From here, we'll make our way to plank pose. Option to be in half plank here with the knees down on the mat, or toes tucked. Heels reaching back, crown reaching forward. Core is engaged. Take one more breath here, in and out. Slowly start to lower down. Arms will come out to a cactus T, tops of the feet down on the mat. And bending your left knee, lift it up and over towards the right side edge of the mat. So coming onto the inside of the right shoulder now. You can press your left hand into the ground to get you deeper into this stretch. If you want to take it a step farther, you can cactus that left arm. So just finding a 90-degree angle on that right hand. And maybe you don't come as far into the stretch. That's all right. Okay, let's take one more breath. Start to shift back. Same thing on the other side. Bend the right knee, lift it up and over. Staying active through those left fingertips. Maybe your right foot comes to the ground like a kickstand. Okay, again, option to bend that left arm to a 90-degree angle. And then slowly shifting back. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Pull them a little bit lower down so they're right in line with your rib cage. Okay, elbows hug in. Then inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, lower. Twice more, inhale, lift. Maybe you hover the hands this time. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, come up, hovering the hands and maybe the feet this time. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, press yourself back up to plank, elbows stay hugging in, and then hips go high, downward facing dog. Starting to pedal it out here. So just gently bending one knee and the other. Gazing back between your inner thighs, belly button hugs up towards the spine. So the hips are super high here. Pressing back through your thoracic spine. So pressing into the hands, shoulders root into their sockets. Finding some stillness in your down dog here. Energetically draw the heels down towards the ground. Starting to walk yourself to the top edge of your mat. We'll meet there in a forward fold. When you arrive, drop the crown of the head parallel to the earth. Grab your elbows, start to rock around, shaking the head out. And then releasing the arms down to the ground. Slowly begin to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Head will come up last, shoulders roll back. And we're here in Tadasana Mountain Pose. So take a look down at your feet. Inner arches are nice and parallel. We're about hips distance. Okay, keep a little bend in your knees because we're still warming up. We're going to move through 2 half sun salutations to start. So with your arms down by your sides, inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, arms wide, fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands to the shins, maybe your blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep your arms all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, arms come down. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Head is heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 sun salutation A from here, arms come down. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to your plank pose. Nice and strong in your plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Option to drop the knees down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, slowly lower. Press yourself up. Hips go back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. So still pedaling it out if you need. Head comes between the shoulders here. Last breath. Making your way to the top edge of the mat. Inhale is your halfway lift. Exhale, refold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, cactus your arms. So elbows go wide, chest lifts. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to your plank pose and move through your flow. Inhale, forward, exhale, lower. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale to down dog. Taking 3 breaths in your down dog. Step, step, or hop to the front edge of your mat. And then inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, cactus your arms. So maybe you press the hips forward and drop the head back. Good, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands down, step back. Plank pose, your choice flow. As you can see, I'm modifying today, and that's okay. You don't have to do the full expression every single day. But hey, if you want to, you get it. That's what yoga's for, right? Creating energy, releasing energy, whatever you need. One more breath. Step or hop to the front edge of your mat. Then inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. And this time, hands to heart. Sun salutation, be from here. Big toes come together, so feet touch. Small space between the heels. Here we go. Inhale, hips back, arms up. Looking down at your knees, you can see your toes. So we're sitting back from the hips here. See if you can sit a little lower. So pull the belly button in, nice and flat on the back. Breathe in, breathe out as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, plank pose. Move through your flow. Any variations are welcome. We'll meet together in down dog. For 3 breaths. Keeping your hips high and your spine low. Last breath. All right, inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, stack the hip. So lifting that foot up as high as you can. Left heel drops down. Pressing evenly into both hands here. Inhale, realign, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot comes through into a lunge. So dropping your back knee down. You can use blocks here if you'd like to press yourself up. Your choice of the back toe, tucked or untucked, whatever you like. Make sure that your knee is nice and stacked over your ankle so we're not going past. It's okay if you're not quite there, wherever you're at. Okay, and eventually reach the arms up. So lower belly hugs in, thighs squeeze in towards the midline for stability. Shoulders down. Hands will frame the foot. We'll straighten through that right leg, flex the toes up towards the sky. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can walk that right heel forward just a bit. Okay, so we want to make sure we're keeping stacked on this back leg here. Right hip pulling back in space just slightly. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold over that knee. Couple more breaths here. Starting to roll back over that right foot, coming back to your lunge. Hands will frame the foot. Lift your back knee and then right foot meets left in a plank pose, optional flow, or move straight to downward facing dog. So if you're moving through your vinyasa, you're moving with your breath. If you're in down dog, you're noticing where you can engage and where you can relax. Moving right onto the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Bend the knee, lift it up. So really pulling your foot back towards your glutes here. Squeezing it in. Inhale, realign. 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot comes through. Placing the foot down between the palms. Coming back to that low lunge. So again, you can lower your knee. Use your blocks to help you lift up. So hips are nice and square. And then when you're ready, reach up. Chin is nice and level with the earth here. We're active through the fingertips, thumbs, reaching back just slightly. Hands will frame the foot. Straighten your left leg, flex the toes up towards the sky. Option to intensify if you'd like. And then again, inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold over that knee. We're here for a few breaths. If you'd like, you can start to rock your foot side to side, getting into different areas of that hamstring. Starting to roll onto that left foot. Hand, left foot meets the right in a plank pose and your choice flow. Again, welcoming any other variations. We'll meet in down dog. Take one more breath here. And then journey to the top edge of your mat, feet together. When you arrive, inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your chair pose. Exhale, sink a little lower. One more time, a little lower. Big inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, plank, move through your flow. Always option to go straight to down dog. And that is where we'll meet. One more big breath. All right, here we go. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knees, stack the hip. So flexing your foot, pulling the heel back towards your glutes here. Inhale, realign, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot comes through, making your way up to warrior one. So pivoting your back foot 45 degrees. Hips are square towards the front edge of the mat. So a lot of times in warrior two, we're quite a bit wider, right? And then in warrior one, this hip might pop open. So that's a good indication to just walk that foot up a little bit, right? And then we can get the hips nice and level. Right knee is pressing out just slightly. We're still pressing into the outer edge of that left foot. Arms reaching up, lower belly hugs in. Maybe the hands come together up and overhead, and you start to look up. Breathe in, breathe out, hands come down, frame your foot. Right foot meets left in a plank pose, go or flow to downward facing dog. Moving on to the other side, inhale, left leg high. Bend the knee, open up. Active through the foot, getting that knee up, hips are open. Inhale, realign. Exhale, left foot comes through, setting up for your warrior one. So core is tight here, will help keep you stable. As you bring your hands together up and overhead and start to look up, challenging your balance. Maybe you close your eyes. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands down. Left foot meets right. Moving through a flow or going straight to down dog. Big breaths. Start to lower your knees down. Knees together, feet together, child's pose. So arms come back by your sides. Forehead comes down. Getting a nice deep round in the spine. The shoulders a little break. Slowing your breathing down here. Noticing the difference in your physical energy, maybe in your emotional energy from when we started class. Of course, always option to grab water, but you don't need to wait for me to tell you. Let's take one more breath here. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So again, when you arrive, hips are high, spine is long. Step, step, or hop to the front edge of your mat with your feet together. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your chair pose. Exhale, sit a little lower. From here, we're going to start to lift the heels. Slowly. Helps if you find a dristy, something to stare at. So get the heels up nice and high. Again, core is engaged, belly button pulls back. Knees squeezing in together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, ground the heels, fold forward. Inhale is your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back to your plank pose, moving through a flow. We'll meet in down dog. Awesome job. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Super slow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. And then placing the foot between the palms, opening up for warrior two. So checking your alignment as you arrive. Hips are open, shoulders open. But we're gazing over that front middle finger. Okay, so right knee is still pressing out just slightly. If you're looking, if you have a mirror nearby, some way to look at yourself, make sure your knee isn't pressing in like this. Make sure it's pressing out. If it is falling in and you're having a hard time getting it out, walk your left foot out to the side, okay? So just make sure we're keeping those joints nice and safe. Shoulders dropping down. Flip your front palm, reach forward, up and back. And then sink a little deeper into that right knee. Really reaching back with your right hand. And then arms come back, warrior two, right elbow, right knee, left arm goes high, extended side angle. So starting to get light on that right elbow. See if you can hover that arm, even if it's just for a second. Okay, if you feel like you're collapsing on your shoulder here, bring that arm straight up to the sky. Gazing up towards your thumb. Okay, core lifts you up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, right leg. Left hip goes back, right hand goes forward. So keeping all of this length, and then just the arms move down. Opening up through the hips, through the shoulders. Arms are stacked. Staying active through your neck, so either gazing up or down, whatever feels best. Let's take one more breath. Left arm pulls you up, warrior two. From here, we'll interlace the hands behind the back. So whichever grip feels kind of weird, okay? Stay here, shoulder stretch, or start to fold forward, coming to the inside of that right leg. Crown of the head comes parallel to the earth. One more breath. Arms pull you back up. Release, warrior two. Then hands frame the foot. Opening up for a twist here. Left heel lifts, right arm lifts. So runner's lunge twist. Gazing up towards your right thumb. And right hand comes back down to the mat. Right foot meets left in a plank pose. Your choice flow. Going straight to down dog. Your breath guides you as you move. And then we'll move right into the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Nice and slow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. So getting that knee nice and high. Inhale up. Exhale, left knee to nose. And then placing the foot down. Opening up for warrior two on the other side. So one side is always going to be a little different than the other. And that's all right. Doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just different. So maybe this side is your easy side, or maybe this side feels really foreign to you. So just noticing that. Seeing where can you adjust? Where can you breathe? Where can you send that breath? Flip that left palm, reach forward and up, reverse warrior. Reaching back through the left fingertips. Release your left elbow to your left knee and right arm goes up. Again, starting to get light on that left elbow. Using your core to keep yourself lifted. Always option to bring that arm to your hip. Core lifts you up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, moving into your triangle pose. So reaching forward and then folding down. Make sure you're keeping a micro bend in that left knee here. And still becoming light on that left arm. So we're not dumping all of our weight into our hand here. We're just light, okay? One more breath. Right arm pulls you up, warrior two. Interlace the hands behind the back. Shoulders stretch, so pulling the shoulders back. Try to get the wrists at least parallel here. And then starting to fold forward. Pressing into all four corners of both feet for stability here. Don't forget to breathe. Arms pull you up. Release to warrior two. Then hands frame the foot. Left foot meets right in a plank pose. Your choice flow. And we'll meet in child's pose. Big toes together, knees super wide. Forehead down to the mat. Just taking a moment here to find your breath. Slowing your breathing down. Of course, you can always stay here. Or if you're ready to continue with the flow, you can meet me in downward facing dog. Take your time arriving. Here we go. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, stack the hip, so lifting it up. Inhale, realign. Exhale, right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. Setting up for lizard pose. Okay, so both hands are inside of that foot. Drop the back knee down. You can use blocks or whatever you got to help you. Press up. Okay, back leg is long on the mat here. Maybe you start to roll onto the outside edge of that right foot, opening up through the hip. You can stay here if you're feeling this stretch, or start to work your way down to your forearms. Forearms can come down to a block or the ground. So just sending some big breaths into that right hip here. You can sway the hip side to side to help you get deeper if that feels good. Let's take one more breath here. Starting to roll that right foot back down to the mat. Hands will come down, tuck your toe, lift your knee. Right foot kicks up, three-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Okay, same thing other side, left leg goes high. Bend the knee, lift it up. Inhaling back to three-legged dog. Left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. Setting up for your lizard pose. Okay, so again, lowering your knee, maybe looking over your shoulder just to make sure that foot's nice and long on the mat. Okay, you can use your blocks. Start to roll onto the knife edge side of that left foot. If it feels good. Stay here, start to work your way down. Coming back to your breath, back to those physical sensations in the body. Couple more big, slow breaths here. Starting to walk yourself up. Rolling back onto the flat of that left foot. Tuck your back toe, lift the knee, left foot kicks up to three-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Slowly lower your knees down to the mat. We'll just shift the legs over to one side and come back onto our seat. Send your legs out long for Dandasana, staff pose. So feet are flexed, core is tight, we're sitting up tall. Arms down by your sides, palms pressing down into the mat. This is a nice active pose. Release the pose. Bring the feet down to the mat. Setting up for boat pose. Start with your toes down on the mat. Hands can come to the back of the thighs. Start to lean back. Feet can hover up off the mat. Hands can hover next to the legs. Point or flex your toes, whatever you think feels best. So pulling the knees in, chest up. So we're squeezing nice and tight here. All right. Make sure you're breathing. Slowly start to lower down into low boat. Come back up. Inhale lowers you down. Exhale, lift up. Last one. Inhale, lower down. Pause. Breathing, shaking. And then releasing down to the ground. Knees hug up into chest. Start to rock around. Okay, left foot comes down to the ground. Right leg is going to come into half happy baby here. So bringing your hand to the inside or outside edge of your foot, pulling that right knee down towards your right side bodies. You can bend and straighten through your leg here, whatever you like. Just try to keep that left hip glued down. Okay, from here, release your right ankle to the top of your left quad. Flex the foot, flare the toes. And then when you're ready, press up off that left foot. Hands reach for the back of the left thigh, coming into your reclined figure four position. So we're staying active through both feet to protect the knees here. And if you want to intensify this stretch, you can press your right elbow into your right knee. Releasing your left foot down to the ground. Right foot comes to the left side edge of the mat. So we're coming into a twist here. And then right arm opens up. Sending your gaze over towards that right hand. Taking some big belly breaths. Start to shift the legs back to center. And then all the way over to the right. So keeping that hook if it feels okay on your knee. Obviously, if it doesn't, please release. So we're just getting into that left hip flexor here, maybe even the left side body. Sending your gaze over towards the left hand. Legs come back to center. Start to unravel. Okay, same thing other side. Left leg up. Hook it on the knee. Open the knee up. Staying active through the feet. Press up. So really breathing into that back of your left thigh. Maybe that area is a little bit tight. You can kind of rock side to side. That feels nice. Again, option to intensify if you'd like. And releasing your right foot down, come into your twist. So left foot comes to the right side edge of the mat, arms open up. Slowing your breathing, watching your thoughts. Just seeing if you can stay present in this moment. Legs come back through center and all the way over to the left. Sending your gaze in the opposite direction. Let's take one more breath here. And then legs come back. Start to unravel. And then bring the soles of the feet together, knees fall out wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Start to move your breath, starting in the belly as you inhale, moving all the way up to the chest, to the base of the neck. And then exhaling, the chest falls first. And the belly, emptying everything out. Couple more rounds. Inhale, belly fills. Then the diaphragm and the chest. Exhale, releasing the chest. And then the belly. Two more. Inhale, belly rises. Chest fills. Exhale, chest falls. Belly falls. Last round. Inhale, belly lifts. Filling up through the chest. And just holding at the top. Exhale, slowly let it out. Hands will guide the knees back to center here. You can walk the feet out as wide as the mat. Just letting the knees fall in together. Releasing the low back. Then walking the feet back in line with the hip points here, setting up for bridge pose. So walk the feet as close to your sits bones as you can. You could almost touch the heels with your fingertips. Make sure the the feet are parallel. So the feet aren't splaying out or in. They're nice and straight. Okay, when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up. So getting the hips up nice and high. Chest lifts up towards the chin and chin lifts up towards the sky. But both thighs are hugging in towards the midline for stability here. Slowly start to roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. And then we'll do one more round. So when you're ready, palms pressing down into the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out to your bridge pose. So maybe you snuggle the shoulder blades under or interlace the fingers behind the back. Pressing the forearms down into the mat. Try not to move the head from side to side here because we have a lot of pressure on the neck. Okay, take one more breath. Nice and slow, start to come out. Hug the knees into chest one more time, and then full expression of happy baby. I just realized we never did a happy baby on the left side. I'm really sorry. But now we're doing it. So any other final movements you want to do here? Maybe just spending a little more time in your happy baby pose. Maybe another supine twist. Maybe another Supta Baddha Konasana. Just do whatever you need to do to make your practice feel complete. So take about another 30 seconds or so. Just do whatever you need. Maybe you're ready to rest. Just making your way now to our final resting pose, Sweet Shavasana. Let your legs extend long, feet fall out wide, arms come out by your sides. I invite you to close your eyes here if you haven't already. Starting to tune in to gravity. Everything is soft and heavy on the mat. Calm and relaxed. Start to notice your breath. Just noticing where in your body you feel that movement of your breath. So just following the breathing here for a moment. So if the thoughts begin to flood in, slightly letting them go, shifting back to your breath, back to the body. So we just have another moment of class left together. And if you're watching this in real time, it is September 1st, start of a new month. So what a great opportunity to set an intention for the month ahead. So what do you want your month to look like? How do you want to feel? So just putting some thought into this intention and what it means to you. Imagine this intention is already done, and it's now the end of the month. How do you look? How do you feel? Focus on that feeling, having already accomplished this. And know that you are capable of this. So let's take some of that feeling with us today as we leave our mat. Nice and slow, you can start to shift back. Coming back to that feeling of gravity. Starting to rock the head side to side. Point and flex the toes. Running the thumb against the fingers. Then rolling on to your right side and just pausing there for a moment. Taking a breath. Taking a moment of gratitude for you. For putting in the time to practice. To connect. And then when you're ready, you can press yourself up to a seat. Meeting me with hands at heart center or hands in your lap. And eyes closed or a soft focus. As we seal today's practice in the traditional way, bowing to that best and highest version of ourselves and that best and highest version of each other. And so we say namaste. Thanks everyone so much. See you next time.